Comark, and I'm doing a presentation on Jean Piaget. So who is Jean Piaget? He was a Swiss psychologist who studied different areas in developmental psychology, genetic epistemology, and cognitive research. With the majority of his work focusing on the mind of a child, he produced more than 50 books and monograms that allowed others to share in his findings. What were his contributions? Some of his valuable contributions are the schema theory, describing units of understanding, object permanence, the understanding that objects and people still exist even when out of sight, and child observation, a way of learning by watching and documenting their behaviors. Jean Piaget, however, is most known for his contributions to the theory of cognitive development. It is a very complex structure broken down into 4 major stages, describing how a child's thinking and worldly perceptions and understandings can change over time. The 4 stages are the sensory motor stage, ages 0 to 2, the pre-operational stage, ages 2 to 7, the concrete operational stage, ages 7 to 11, and the formal operational stage, ages 12 and older. During the sensory motor stage, infants learn about the world through their senses. The pre-operational stage is where children begin to use language and symbols, but their thinking is still self-centered and not yet logical. With the concrete operational stage, logical thinking now develops and children can now understand conversation and reversibility. The last stage, the formal operational stage, demonstrates hypothetical thinking, and they can now use concepts like problem solving and deductive reasoning in their daily lives. We can apply this theory in many ways, whether we're using this theory through educational practices, parental configurations, or just a better understanding of how our cognitive abilities come to be. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development lays out a clear and concrete pathway to understand just where children are at during certain ages. When teachers and parents understand where their children are at during these certain developmental stages, they can use the proper curriculum and practices to best mentally nourish their children. By aligning his research with the proper actions, people can better support children's growth and learning. With all good research comes criticism. Most criticizers will claim that cognitive development is more of a continuous growth than a stage-by-stage evolution. Others say his experimental methods do not capture children's capabilities in the right way. For some of his experiments, they were based on verbal responses or ideas that were too complex for younger children to understand, misleading the results he produced. Overall, Jean Piaget's contribution to the psychological understanding of the child's mind is nothing short of an extraordinary effort. Whether you completely agree with his research or find flaws to disprove with new studies, his research was the building block to all understandings. Thank you!
Created using Powtoon.